Daniel Dalen wannabes are done. POV vlogs are dead.
Yo, ey, too much smoky coming like Canada. Dokker smoke harder with rooms, I'm running from proper, I'm lacking of stamina. I'm whipping and smarting.
What if no matter the industry, nor the product, nor the brand, your product would fly off the shelves with no sales team or marketing spend? Has the day in the life vlog become an easy cash grab or a valuable tool that creates demand for millions of people to buy your products or services? In this video, I'll break down why the typical vlog has faded into the abyss and why the new business vlog has become a valuable investment tool for people to use to generate new business and demand for their company. What does the video production cost, the packaging, supplementary content on other social media platforms? And I'll reveal how much clients pay me to direct and build a narrative for their vlogs to stand out among all the other content. By the end of this video, you'll get an understanding of what it takes to compete in this space and what it will take to stand out. And this isn't for the professional videographer or creative team. This is for the entrepreneur, someone trying to leverage content without graduating from film school. Before we get to talking about the filming process, let me cover my background. I am a creative director with my own executive marketing studio, and I've had 5 years of experience working in a video production firm that has worked and helped many Fortune 500 companies. I've also been putting in at least $3,000 every single month to work and run this YouTube channel specifically. So I want to start by talking about the gear, because so many of the first steps, but also so much of procrastination, is related to what tools you get to use to make the right materials. I started my journey with using the Osmo Pocket 3 and the remote microphones in the creative set, which cost me around 600 USD. Now, a lot of new creators swear by the Osmo, and a lot of top creative teams use it as a backup camera. But to me, the greatest thing about it is the flexibility in regards to your setup. Car shots, ceiling shots, sports and action shots. It won't be the same as having a videographer, but the ease of use, the ability to pull it out, and the utility in the moment is like none other. And it also outperforms the iPhone in what is the most important factor to me, and that's the motivation factor. Recording vlogs or content off your iPhone just doesn't seem right anymore. But what do the Daniel Dalens and the Iman Gadzhis of this world use? Usually it's the Sony FX30 or competitive alternatives.
I think it's kind of like surreal. I'm in this moment where it's like sort of disbelief, where we've gotten to the point with the content where the gear that we're using is on par with everyone that we've looked up to for fucking years. And this is, I mean, it's not the biggest investment. Probably the team is always still the biggest investment. But the fact that you can come in and confidently, it's like, understand that this is like where the content's being gotten, it's unreal. And then, it's not just this, it's your cameras and then whatever else you're putting across it. Bro, this is so sick.
But filming isn't just about gear. If you want to maximize aesthetics in your content, you are going to have to go big on 2 more things: the crew and the planning. I won't be the first or the last to say you don't need a professional videographer to capture business-related content that looks outstanding. But you do need people to be simply in the right spots to get key shots. If you want a more detailed breakdown on how to best interact with the cast around you, or how to help you shoot video content, head over to our free community where I will share a guide on how we pull it off for our clients and ourselves. On top of that, you'll get a ton of free mood boards to use to inspire your next shoot. Now, there's one more thing I didn't mention about filming, and that is the scripting and storyboarding process. Most of my clients laugh it off and think it's a joke that I approach everything with creative scripting, even when it comes to vlogs. But I'm not kidding when I say it's the most underrated weapon in your brand arsenal. Notion or any other planning tool is what I'd use to build scripts, collect references, and just have a background production process for your videos and content. And it's true, for dynamic content like vlogs, it's much harder to predict what's going to happen, how to script it out, and so on and so forth. So most times the script really turns into an outline. What is overlooked by most is just having a simple content agenda, having an understanding of what meetings you're going to take, what the discussion will be about, so that you can pair these meetings and these key moments that you want to capture to references of how to capture them and what to talk about when the time comes, or how to debrief once the meeting has happened. That's what will really set you apart in both how the video looks and how the video flows in the story. And new content creators and founders simply go into meetings with a videographer or a camera and just capture whatever's happening without an understanding on how to best convey emotion, how to best capture the exact right words to really, really sell the moment for the person and the viewer. In my personal opinion, the best way to counter this lackluster approach is to consume a crap ton of inspiration. And always, always, always have an on-hand mood board or reference list to be able to share with people that you're in the moment with of what you want to capture. Close-ups, handhelds, on the table, in the corner, hidden camera style, hell, maybe you're even wearing the meta glasses, who knows. But having a library of examples to go to gives you the advantage of those that are just clicking record and pointing the camera. Let's say you're planning to capture a vlog from a week of big product launches or big client meetings. How should you go about it? Victor cut to the call with Oscar. This is Oscar. He's taking a chance starting a private equity firm with no experience, and he's doing an amazing job documenting it on YouTube with one of the fastest growing POV vlogs in the space. I take a lot of inspiration from Oscar's cinematic approach, but also his storytelling and how light the videos are to consume. But I really wanted to find out what it takes to get the right shots, and I was very, very pleasantly surprised. Let's say you were planning to capture a vlog from a week of a big product launch or big client meetings or investor meetings. How would you go about it?
I think what I do is I always carry around like a bag with all my equipment. So I have that bag with me all the time. I also have it here. So it's just like, it makes it easier for me to shoot content, and I can set up the whole production in within a minute, because sometimes my work is scheduled and sometimes it's not. There's a lot of emails and calls and I can't predict that. So I just walk around with that big bag all the time. So I'm trying to make it like more of a lifestyle than a job. In the long run, this will prevent me from quitting.
Have you gotten into the rhythm where it's still a little bit of an obstacle going into places or meeting with people and having to explain that this is what I'm doing, this is why I have a big bag for video production here? How does that usually go?
There's a lot of places in Copenhagen and Denmark, where I'm living, where you're not allowed to record with a professional camera. So I have like specific spots that I'm going to, and I all work from these places. So it's like specific hotel lobbies and cafes where I know there's a good lighting, good backdrop, and I'm allowed to shoot and record.
How much, let's say in terms of, if you can give a time range, or like you can just say all the time, but how much is the camera really on? How often are you getting B-roll, A-roll? How much are you not using it?
When I put up the camera to talk to the camera, it's very intentional. There's so much footage that is never used.
Yeah.
So you only see the good ones. I also shot a bunch of clips that was like, it looks like shit. So it's like, I'm not even, to be honest, I'm not even that skilled with a camera. I didn't know what overexposing or underexposing was. So I'm also like learning and just shooting, and I just pick whatever worked.
Yeah.
But I also shoot a lot. So I think that's maybe the key.
Entrepreneurs that I work with or that come to me and ask me, like, for example, recently a guy asked me, how do I get videos like Oscar? Like, I'm shooting all the time, but it seems like he's got, always the right shot, always the right selection. And I was explaining to him that it's like, it's just practice, and the fact that you're saying you're carrying around your bag with you all the time, you have the opportunity, and this guy's just scheduling like, I'll do an hour of recording here, an hour of recording here, and it's so high pressure in that sense. And you just sort of reveal that it's like, no, it's fairly low pressure. Wanted to ask you about the music. You get a lot of comments on the music. You have people asking you for playlists. How does that process go? Is that beforehand the music inspired you and you thought of how you're gonna edit a scene, or is it you saw the footage and you're then plugging the music in?
Yeah, I always pick the music in advance. So since I was a kid, I used to listen a lot to rap music, and I sort of use my imagination to sort of visualize how I would do the music video. That's just sort of like a thing I like to do. And I still do that today with the vlogs. So I'm listening to music all the time. I just listen to either the lyrics or the beats, and I'm like, oh, okay, this song, but in an instrumental version, could be a nice backdrop in a section about like friction, because I see some sadness and some drama and some build up and tension. And then I just screenshot it. And then when I'm making the video, I already have like songs laid out. Usually I already know what type of songs, and it also depends on my mood. So last 2 weeks, which artists I have been obsessed with, and
what I would call a creative karma, but my highest performing videos ever, all of them had intentional music choices before the video was even scripted. So for example, I did this one on UVU, and I watched The Last Dance with the Michael Jordan Netflix doc, and I was like, there were so many songs that came up during the episodes, and I was just like noting them down. And I was like, and then I re-listened to them just separately one morning drinking coffee, and then right away I was like, holy shit, I have to make a video. It doesn't even matter who the video is on. It doesn't even, like, I just need the right footage to the song, because people need to see like what can come together. The songs carried it, just like transitioning from one to the next and so forth. So do you script or outline your videos at all, and if so, in how much detail?
Yeah, I usually I do script, but I don't like to talk from a script.
Yep.
It makes me robotic and inhuman. I don't like it. So I usually, in pre-production, I script the whole video. So all the meetings, of course, they can be scripted, and all the things happening in the video and B-rolls is not scripted. But where I'm talking to the camera, it's sort of like it follows a storyline. And then when I shoot the content, I just skim through it as a sort of like, just to give myself direction. So I don't read line by line. I just try to see, okay, this is the friction part in the video. So here it's good to talk about what you're feeling right now. So I just know what to focus on when I talk, and then I usually just talk. But I think like every single person can learn how to shoot content, operate a camera, and edit content in an editing software. I think your competitive advantage lays in your taste and your personality. I think taste is more like you having that feeling of, oh, something is not right, or maybe the flow is not right, or maybe you don't have the answers, but you at least have that feeling that, oh, I don't like this, or you have taste. Personality for me is more like, okay, what do I like? And I have a source of inspiration.
Yeah.
That is difficult for, let's say, you to copy, because you don't live in Denmark. You didn't see the thing I saw this morning, and the music I'm listening to and the videos I'm watching, and all that is just part of me. So I think that is difficult to copy, and that is your advantage. And very interesting what you just said with you probably don't see the bigger picture and can't imagine what you can do in post-production. And I never really thought about that, but it's true.
What you said about taste it's like so much of what I preach, and I totally agree with you. The problem is with so many entrepreneurs starting to put up their own content is they get inspired by someone. They think, what would he do, or what would she do, or what music would they put in, or let me use the exact artist they put in, because they got the viewers, they got the success. And I think a few videos ago, you used a instrumental, Eminem instrumental.
Yeah.
And I saw one of the top comments, like, the song choice is so crazy, blah blah blah. And I was just thinking that very few people in the space that wouldn't go for, I'm not to be overly specific here, but not go for the actual song, right? Or go for a more popular, trendy song right now. And I think that just shows like your taste is you stick to it, and then there's people recognize that, and they sort of appreciate the creative value you give, not just the actual cinematic or educational or entertaining experience. And I always I don't know if you agree with this, and I think this would be like my last question is, from your growing, let's say, success or your the start of your journey, how much do you think of your audience is built on either being entertained or educated by you on one side, and on the other side, taking creative inspiration from you?
In my mind, I don't have viewers that are watching because of the creative part. I probably have, but I don't know. So I don't really know how many. I know that most of them are in finance, and all of them appreciate they all always tell me that they appreciate the production quality. But like I also follow like other creators where I also source inspiration from their creative part, like the creative part of the videos, like how they actually did that shot and how they do this. And I'm actually not sure if anyone is watching my videos with those glasses on. This was quite interesting. But just the fact that you're saying it, then you paid attention to it.
I think you're undervaluing it. I mean, I would guess it's at least 10% of the audience, I would say, for every video. I have like a second layer community, let's call it that. And I asked people like, who are the people you'd like for me to talk to and look into? And so many people said Oscar. And I was like, right away, I was like, and I obviously I watched your videos before that, but in that moment I saw like my community isn't finance people, right? And that sort of showed me the signal that it was like, okay, like people are taking a lot of creative inspiration from this guy. And maybe that is the edge that gives you like such a big explosion in viewership also, that you're in the right space that doesn't get as much cinematic content.
Yeah, because if you search private equity on YouTube, it's rather boring.
Yeah.
The videos is like literally like PowerPoint presentations. So I think there I found a niche where there was apparently, I didn't know this, but apparently high interest, but just not that much content and not cool content.
Map out the week as an agenda of key moments and dates, and try to set a theme or mood for this episode in your life. Even if something goes wrong or extremely right, you can always shift the direction. But with no direction whatsoever, it's very hard to get it right. Once you have the key moments mapped out, gather a reference list of scenes or other creators you look up to that have had those similar moments, and pick a few out to try and artistically steal. And sometimes you might just decide not to shoot it out of comfort's sake. But the further you go, the easier it will become. Many people in our community often say they have a fear of the viewer not understanding, so they supplement it with these on-camera or talking head explanations. But in reality, there's 1,000 more and better ways to explain what's going on than just sitting down or opening the camera and talking to it again. Recently, I've been liking the documentary style sit down of explaining what's going on in the vlog, and we did it in the last one. Just a narrator explaining the key moments and what's important and clearing up the confusion. I've been pushing super hard on the content, on the community, on the products, working with clients. Somewhere in the middle of that, the inspiration and the taste that I felt like I had, I just was not confident in it anymore. If you gotten this far, congratulations, because now you know that we are giving away an Osmo Pocket 3 and the Creative Kit as part of Campaign Cowboys once we hit 50 members. And shortly after, we're giving away the Sony FX30. That's right. Now, Campaign Cowboys might or might not be the right move for you, but if you want more information, check out the link in the description below. Now, on to the topic of creative direction, because it's an actual step you have to take whether you're going to succeed or fail. And it will mainly show itself in two specific selections. That's topics and packaging. Both extremely vital for any social media platform. Packaging, it's very simple. Research the top options, put your own spin on it, hire a professional to compose or design it for you, and just keep testing. In my experience, a great thumbnail will cost you from $100 to $300, but could go as far as $500 if you're really working with the top research professionals. Now look, packaging can kill it and really make a viral video, even if the video isn't great itself, but topic selection is where you'll really set yourself apart. See, the problem with most creators is they take inspiration from those that they consume, and they really just fall into the same lane as their inspiration. But what they don't realize is that if you're artistically stealing or copying or whatever you want to call it, so are thousands of other creators. And you get put into what I call the content bucket or the content casino. It's where your specific video is competing with thousands of other creators in the same exact video category, thumbnail, and hell, even maybe title. And the only way to really win is win the packaging game, which is again another form of competition and really more of an investment gamble. So what if you could win without having to out-package someone? A lot of my videos are on topics that are very relevant to the entrepreneur, but not the first thing that comes to mind. Or if I cover a brand, it's a brand that has a loyal audience but isn't mainstream yet, like Cole Buxton or UVU. I know that the so-called viewer ceiling might be lower, but my floor is significantly higher. But if your goal is more viewers than loyal viewers, check out Golf Cart. They cover super trendy, super mainstream streaming personalities that have massive viral audiences. So you might ask, what's their competitive topic advantage? It's the way they cover their personas. The topic selection is in the content form. They give a formal format to figures who are almost entirely non-formal, who are almost always in short form. Whilst everyone is clipping them and spamming the creators in short form, Golf Cart took the other road and have one of the fastest growing channels this year on YouTube. Now look, the POV vlog isn't truly dead, but the competition is high and it's very close to it. The investments aren't very low, and truly if you're competing with them, it's very often a gamble. However, I still think if you take the right approach in the process, the score will take care of itself. And truly, business founder content itself hasn't even reached that peak in terms of production value, in terms of storytelling. And if I can run a profitable business related to my YouTube, surely you can as well.